We do not have any information at this point as to whether there are any precursors to the incident that would have raised our suspicions as to any type of violence that might have occurred on the campus. We are still working to definitively identify both the male and the female adult victims. Coroner's office was just going in to make those IDs in the last few minutes. From there, we'll be able to determine whether there was a domestic violence situation. At this point, we don't know definitively one way or the other.
Do we have any indication that the two children
were they targeted?
The children, we do not believe were targeted. The entire incident was limited to a single classroom on the school campus. The suspect had come to the classroom to visit the adult female that was in the classroom. We believe the two children were the unfortunate recipients of injuries by being in proximity to the female at the time of the incident.
Do we know how many shots were fired?
We do not know for certain how many shots were fired.
Was the adult female the instructor in the classroom?
Yes.
Do you know what the relationship is between the two adults?
We are working to determine that for certain. We have an idea, but we don't know for certain at this point.
What grade of classroom is this?
Not certain at this point. It looks like it might have been a multi-grade classroom.
The children who were injured, were they gunshot victims or were they injured?
They were gunshot victims, yes.
When might we learn their condition or the update?
3:30 this afternoon, we'll have another press conference, and we should have more information at that point.
How did the suspect gain entry on, into the classroom? Did he have the gun? Was it visible? Was there any indication that this was?
There is no indication that the gun was visible upon his arrival at the school. It wasn't until he came into the classroom that he presented the firearm.
There's been a lot of confusion on the part of parents, understandably, with the situation. They're going to the high school, but they're eventually picking up their kids from the university. Can you explain why that procedure was put in place, and if it's going to be a little easier toward the end of the day?
Yes, it will get easier towards the end of the day. The reason we did that is there are students and staff that may have been witnesses to this, and we need to interview them and get that information from them. And then we also want to work on reunifying the two, and it's much more difficult if they're both at the same facility at the same time.
You said the suspect was visiting the female instructor. Did he come through the office? Did he check in? Did he sign in with the front office before he went to visit the instructor?
Yes, he did.
Was he known to the front office?
I believe he was, yes.
Are there any hand weapon detectors by school officers, to your knowledge?
I would have to defer to school police. I'm not aware of any. I don't believe there's any metal detectors or anything like that to get on campus, no.
Are the children's parents with them, as far as you know?
We are doing everything we can to get the parents with the children.
Because they have been notified?
With the victims. We're working on notification still. I believe one set has been. I don't know about the other.
Did law enforcement make contact with the suspect before the suspect took his life?
No.
But this was a handgun, right?
Yes, it was.
And did the suspect leave a note or any?
Not that we've seen at this point yet.
And again, they're not disclosing the relationship between the shooter and the teacher, if they were related, perhaps an intimate relationship.
We're trying to make sure that we know who the suspect truly is before we make something like that. I don't want to say something that might turn out to be not accurate later.
Approximately how many people were in the classroom, and whether there were any other adults in
That I don't know. I don't believe there are any other adults in the classroom at the time.
And as you continue to investigate, are you sending officers to that suspect's home?
Yes, we already have officers there.
You feel confident there are no other victims?
If we have the right identity of the suspect, we are at that residence right now.
We don't know if the two children were in fact related.
They were not related to them. That we do know.